What's up, my beauties? Welcome back. My name is Janae Dion, aka the Test Diva, and today I am doing my, I don't want to say final thoughts, but like maybe a week and a half, 2-week review of this wig that I purchased from OMG Queen. It is a 360 kinky straight unit, and if you saw my previous video, I did the unboxing and kind of gave you an idea of my first initial thoughts and my plans for the hair. And one of the big plans was coloring. So let's just get into it. So I attempted to color this hair. I've never bleached before, so I was so scared to try bleach. But I think I mentioned on the last video that I had seen some other YouTubers use a product called L'Oreal High Colors, and it's specifically for dark hair, so you can lighten the hair without actually bleaching. And I thought, cool, this is a perfect way that I don't like damage the hair with bleach and still get the color that I would like. So I went ahead and I purchased the colors that I wanted, or I thought I wanted, and went through the process. I recorded it and I was going to do a separate video for that, but there were so many fails with the coloring. I chose not to do a separate video on that, but just kind of give an overview of the experience here. So basically, the first time I did it, I got I think 3 boxes. 2 were like the high color red, and then 1 was a highlight. And I'll do a picture of the exact colors that I chose somewhere on the screen. And went ahead, followed the directions. So basically, you use these particular colors and some developer to, you know, help build the lightening strength. So it worked. Like, I got a red color that was it was sometimes pretty, but sometimes wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't the color that I was looking for. It was like it felt mad Ronald McDonald-y to me, and I was not really into it. And so I was excited that the color took so well, but I was also pissed because it wasn't the color that I wanted. So and the first time I got the products, I got them from Sally's Beauty Supply. I talked to one of the girls, and she kind of gave me guidance on, you know, developer and product or whatever. So I went to go get some more because I was like, maybe I can, if I choose the right colors this time, it'll work. And so I went to a different beauty supply store, and I talked to one of the girls there, and she told me to use 20 volume developer instead of 40, just to be on the safe side as to not, I guess, strip the hair. So I'm like, cool. So I got the colors that I wanted, and the second time around, like, even in the bowl, the color looked like the color I wanted. Too bad it didn't stick. Like it did not work. It just, I don't know if I do know, actually. So initially I thought the developer was too low. Like, oh, it was a 20. Maybe I could have just done a 40 because I wasn't bleaching. It's just developer, right? And so I went back to Sally's because I really wanted this color. So I went back to Sally's and talked to a different girl, and she was like, try it again with the 40. It should work with the 40, because she was saying if I did bleach the hair, then I have to not only bleach it, but then go back and color the red that I wanted, which I didn't mind doing. But if I could skip a lot of that and hopefully lift the red that I wanted to the proper color that I wanted with the same product, the L'Oreal High Colors, then I'd rather do that than going through the whole bleaching process. So I tried it again. Still did not hold. I mean, the orange was sitting very pretty on the hair, and it just washed completely out. None of it stuck. So I'm like irate at this point. 1, because it's taking a lot of my time, and 2, it's taking money. Like, that was 3 attempts at getting this color that I wanted, and I could kick myself because had I chosen the proper colors the first time, I probably wouldn't have to go through all this. Or if I just was not being such a punk and like jumped in and bleached it the first time, maybe I could have gotten the color I wanted. Anyways, hindsight is 20/20. So at that point, when I was at Sally's that well, technically the second time to do the third coloring, I was like, well, let me get a dark color for a backup just in case this don't work. And I ended up picking up a blue black because I was like, oh, that gives some dimension or whatever. So the lightening of the red didn't work, so I went ahead and put the blue black on there. And when I rinsed it out, I mean, it was black, but I could barely see the blue tints in it. And on top of that, I had gotten careless at this point because I was just throwing the color on there, not even thinking about how it's gonna tint the lace, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just throwing the color on there, and sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Yes, I'm throwing the color on there. It's staining the lace, and I'm just like, fuck it at this point. I need something done, because basically I was trying to get this all done before I went to homecoming. Okay. Yeah, shout out handsome you. Yeah. So I put the blue black on. You can barely see the blue black, but on top of that, because the lace had gotten darker and the knots had gotten darker again, I tried to put a little bleach on the knots just to sit for a little bit, because I ended up getting just like a little bit of bleach or whatever, and it was too runny, so it ran through to the hair, of course, and it streaked some of the hair. So I don't know if you can see. I have no clue. But if you can see, I do have some like red streaks throughout the unit, which at that point I was like, it's fine, it adds a little character, whatever. I wasn't tripping too hard off of it. I really just wanted it to be back to a dark color, and I can be done with it. So that was my whole ordeal with the coloring. Now mind you, this happened between, I think I got the hair on Friday. I started the coloring process on Saturday. So Saturday through Tuesday, I was just coloring and playing with this hair. It went through 3 processes with the red and then the black. Now again, I wasn't bleaching, but the fact that the hair still went through all that and was still in good condition says a lot about the hair. Like, it was still soft. Shedding had started to occur, but again, that's because I'm messing with it so damn much, you know what I'm saying? All the manipulation, shedding is gonna happen. So as far as coloring, I do think if you know what you're doing, the hair will take color properly. I just didn't know what I was doing, but it, you know, trial and error. Now I know. So maybe next time I'll just go ahead and bleach it from jump, or next time with a different unit I'll choose the precise colors that I want if I do that high color again, and hopefully it'll turn out the way that I want. So yeah, let me move on to the 360-ness of the unit. I will say this is the first time that I've had a wig that actually the lace covered enough in the front that the lace also covered my sideburns. Like, I've never had that even with a full lace wig, like that my complete sideburns could be covered. So I was very grateful for that. I mean, I still got some work on manipulation to do, but it got the job done. As far as doing high ponytails and stuff, I didn't even try, y'all. Like, honestly, I just didn't, because one, my hair is still thick up under here, so in the back it's not too lumpy, but that's where a cluster of the, you know, the braids are, and so it creates like this little bump, and then trying to lay down and glue it down, it just, I tried a little bit and it just wasn't working, so I gave up. It wasn't that deep to me, and I do think I also cut the lace a little too close to the actual hairline. You get 2 inches of lace, I think, in the back, and I think I just cut mine a little too close, so there's barely enough lace to even like grip against the back of my head. So whatever, if you think it's something that you can accomplish, I would say go for it, because the opportunity is there, but it will take some work to make it look natural, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, also with the 360-ness, so I got an average size cap, and I still think I need a bigger cap. And it's not to say that this one didn't necessarily fit, but it's just also because I have a lot of hair that has to go underneath here, and I also have a big head, so combining those two, I just wouldn't mind having an extra inch in the circumference area just to give me a little more security. because one thing that I did notice, and I'll go ahead and start moving on into the glue, is that luckily it had combs, because if it didn't have combs, I don't think it would have stayed in place with the glue. I know it wouldn't have stayed in place with the glue, let me tell you. So the glue that I tried is the Esha Absolute, and let me tell you, people have been ranting it, well, not ranting, but, well, some people have some negative reviews, but kind of raving about this product, and I was like, ooh, I want to try it. So I ordered some, and there are pros and cons to it, but basically it did not live up to the hype. It did not live up to my expectations of what the glue would and should do. So literally the day I got on my plane to leave town, I threw the wig on, threw some glue on there, and went about my way. And then throughout my journey, I noticed that the wig was starting to slide back, to the point that I think luckily I had a hair wrap in my bag, so I just threw that on so people couldn't see that my fucking hairline was sliding back. And even though I glued it down and, you know, wrapped it and gave it time to set and settle, it was still sliding back. And I don't know if that's, well, one, I think, you know, just moisture moving around too much, you break out in a little sweat. But two, I think it's just because the glue didn't hold well enough. Because had this been a truly glueless cap, it would have kept sliding back. Luckily I had the combs in the front to reinforce. So once I realized that that's going to keep it from sliding back, I dipped those combs into my braid, and that helped it stay throughout my entire homecoming week. So the glue itself, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I still like it better than the Got To Be. It lasts about maybe 2 days max if you do it right. My experiences have been about a day. I think I did do 2 days with it, but I don't think you can go beyond that without having to touch up or just completely take it off and redo it. Now, what I will say, so here's the glue, and it's already got a good use out of it because I've been taking it off so much, or touching up so much. But that's the glue. I'm sure y'all seen it plenty of times before. And then here's the remover. Now this remover is amazing. I like the remover, so I'm definitely gonna hold on to this one for any other future, you know, wig glue purposes, because it has a bit of a strong smell to it, but beyond that, like literally just and within 15 seconds, let's say, you can just start pulling off, and it's not like pulling your hair out, your edges are still intact, you know what I'm saying? So I think the remover is bomb. The actual glue, I'm like about, but like I said, I still think it's better than the Got To Be. It's a lot less messy. It dries clear for the most part, unless there's too much gunked up in one spot, then obviously it takes longer and it dries a little white. And you also get a little shine, which I'm sure you may or may not see. And this is not the best application, y'all, so but it does give a little shininess. It's a decent glue. I just don't think it's a long lasting, like this one is supposed to be the long endurance one, because they have another one that is more temporary. But shit, if this is the long endurance one, I don't even want to touch the temporary one. Might as well just use the cheap Got To Be glue for that. So as far as the actual hair, again, I think it held up pretty well during homecoming. And just in general, again, going through that coloring process, after all that, of course, I did a nice little conditioner on there. I decided to flat iron it, as you can see. Over the week at homecoming, I also did like I did a wand curl. Like I went through the whole thing, did a wand curl, and then kind of fingered through to like have this loose wavy look. But that style didn't last that long. So that's one of my bigger pet peeves. It seemed like the curls didn't hold very well on this wig. Maybe it was just I needed product, or it was like kind of rainy out there, so it could have just been like the weather that was causing it. I know it was the weather that was causing it to poof up, because we were in some actual rain. But even still, I was hoping that the wand curls will last a little longer than they did. But it's fine. It's still, I still looked good, okay? So that's what matters. But I I don't have too many cons about the hair. It's really good. Like, this is probably the best wig that I've purchased ever. And that's not to say much, because I mean, no shade, because I don't buy like super expensive wigs, so obviously, like, you know, the higher end ones are probably going to be, you know, even better. But as far as what I've experienced, because most of the wigs I've gotten through AliExpress, and they were all like great for a few days and then just trash afterwards. But this has really stood the testament of time, and it's only been like maybe a week and a half. So I think it's a really good quality hair. I haven't fully wetted since I straightened it, so I don't know how well it reverts back, but I will say again, being in the humidity and the wet weather definitely did poof up. Like it had natural hair tendencies, and it wanted to get back to its original state that it came to me in. But I love this hair, y'all. It's really good. Like, I definitely recommend it. Like, it doesn't tangle that much. I had a little bit of shedding, but again, I think that was really just due to the wear and tear of the things that I was doing to the hair. Just messing with it again, naturally you're gonna get some hair that comes out. But like, let me see. Whoop. No, I don't have anything. Oh, one. Even when I had to comb through it, it wasn't too bad. Ooh, it might have slipped back a little bit. But even when I had to comb through it, like, it wasn't like this. Like, come on. I've had wigs that were allegedly human hair that I'm like, I don't have to struggle with this hair at all. Even in the nape area, which we all know can get tangled very quickly and easily. Yes, it does get a little tangle in MAC T, but when I tell you, as soon as you run a comb, you don't even have to wet. You know, sometimes you gotta wet the hair and then that'll make it easy. You don't even have to wet it. Like, just get your brush and comb through. And it's I love this hair. Like, I feel like I didn't put it through some things and it's still holding on. Let me think. There is a good stretch in the crown. Like I said, I just still wish I ordered a bigger size, just for my own sanity and my own comfort. I just think, again, a little bit bigger would have done me even better with my big head. And the combs are helpful. Maybe even if I added an elastic band. And it's not to say that the wig was shifting too much. It was really like just the glue not holding it down like I wanted it to. But an elastic band probably would have kept it intact even. That's all. Okay. But yeah, overall, I love this hair. I definitely recommend it. And that's just my honest opinion. I'm not no big YouTuber out here. I'm not being sent hair. I'm buying all this shit with my money and telling y'all the truth. All this Esha, my money. All them damn hair color dyes, my money. Okay. And I can tell you for a fact that this, well, I guess not a fact, but in my opinion, this is good quality hair. I plan on buying from this company again. I just have to plan it out a little better, especially if I'm trying to get it for an event, because I do want a bigger size and customizations do take a little longer. But like I said in the initial video, just if they have it in stock, you can get it probably within 3 to 4 days. Like, that's amazing. It's so good. And hopefully, like, with the bigger size, I don't have to attempt baby hairs. First of all, my lace will be the right color, because I am trying to hide the lace as best as I can, which I know it's not really that hidden in the front, but because it's darker, it stands out even more. So with the new wig, hopefully I won't, you know, darken my lace and mess it up like that again, and it'll be able to blend better into my skin. But on top of that, I don't know why, this is just a hypothesis, I don't know, but like, I'm hoping that with a bigger wig, I don't have to do the baby hairs, or at least not as much. And it's not to say that I even did it a whole lot this time around, just enough to try to cover the line of demarcation. But I personally just don't even wear baby hair that much, and so it looks kind of odd on me when I'm attempting it. And on top of that, I'm just not good at it, y'all. Like, the swoopage and the layage, and then the product, like I'll still go back to the Got To Be, or I did do the Got To Be for the baby hairs, but it was still too thick, so I ended up using a flaxseed gel, and that was a little better. But that ain't my calling. Some of y'all can lay and slay them baby hairs. That ain't my calling. I recognize that, so prayerfully the next unit that I get, I don't have to do all that shit. Okay? Okay. I feel like I looked through the site. I didn't see any, like, you know, Russian blonde options that would be much easier to color so that you don't have to bleach it. Maybe I overlooked it. I go back and double check. But if you guys don't offer that, OMG queen, I would love for you guys to, because that would just help tremendously in the girls who are not strong in coloring the hair game. Okay, so take that into consideration when you're bringing out any new units. But yeah, that is my, again, not final thoughts, but my updated review on this hair. I will also include some pictures from homecoming one, because I was cute, but two, you can see the hair. And I do still plan on coloring this, attempting to color this to the red that I want, the like ginger red that I want, through actual bleaching process. So whenever I go to balls to do that, I will record it and document it for you guys so you can see my journey through that process. Okay, otherwise, this has been the Test Diva. As always, if you have something that you're interested in me reviewing or trying out that you're not so sure about, just hit me up. Let me know if I can afford it, if I can pull it off. I will definitely try to do it and give you guys my honest opinion. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. I will say it took some energy for me to do this. I had a long day of work, and I was like, I can't keep falling off of my videos, and I wanted to make sure that I gave y'all an update on this hair, my thoughts about it. So continue to stay tuned. Like I said, I plan to color the hair, and any other ideas that you have that you want me to try, just hit me up, let me know. Be sure to follow me on social, click that subscribe button, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.